Cursed abandoned mall exploration gone wrong. The camera pans across a dilapidated shopping mall, its shattered windows reflecting the pale, ghostly glow of the moon. The once bustling corridors are now deserted, tangled in vines and choked with silence. The sound of the wind hums eerily through gaping doorways. A low and ominous background score filters in as the story begins. Every town has its legends, the narrator starts, their voice calm yet tinged with foreboding. For this town, it's the West Pine Mall, a monument to a thriving past turned into a haunting mystery. Once a beloved destination for shoppers and families, it now stands abandoned, casting its shadow over those who dare to venture near. The footage cuts to grainy news clippings pinned against a board, pieces of paper fluttering as if alive with secrets. Mysterious disappearances. 13 missing in 1982. No clues found. The narrator's voice grows quieter, pulling you in. For decades, the West Pine Mall has been the subject of rumors. Some speak of the restless spirits of the missing, others of shadowy figures and whispers in the dark. But there's one legend that thrills and terrifies. Those who go in rarely come out. After a beat, the screen shifts to introduce 4 urban explorers. Their excited whispers cut through the tension, confident whispers of thrill seekers ready to expose the so-called haunting for the first time on camera. The group's laughter contrasts sharply with the ominous aura of the setting. Their adventure begins. For them, it's a chance at going viral, proof of bravery in the face of fear. But the mall waits, and the mall watches. The explorers approach the mall's entrance. The leader, Nick, grins at the camera, holding up a flashlight. "All right, guys, this is it. West Pine Mall. If we find the ghosts, you owe us 1,000,000 views." The explorers approach the mall's entrance. The leader, Nick, grins at the camera, holding up a flashlight. "All right, guys, this is it. West Pine Mall. If we find the ghosts, you owe us 1,000,000 views." The explorers approach the mall's entrance. The leader, Nick, grins at the camera, holding up a flashlight. "All right, guys, this is it. West Pine Mall. If we find the ghosts, you owe us 1,000,000 views." The group's energy is infectious, playful. Mia, the tech-savvy vlogger, spins the camera around, her voice bubbling with excitement. "Guys, this place is a gold mine. Imagine the footage we'll capture." She pans to the overgrown parking lot and the building's crumbling exterior. Graffiti sprawls across the walls, spelling ominous warnings like, "Leave while you can." The group squeezes through a broken window, peering into the yawning darkness inside. Their flashlights sweep across shattered tiles, rusting escalators frozen mid-motion, and stores stripped bare of merchandise. But something is off. Emma, the cautious newcomer, shivers as the others laugh. She whispers to herself, "It's colder in here." The camera picks up a faint puff of her breath, though no one else seems to notice. Yet. "Let's stick together," Nick declares. But his tone carries a shadow of unease, yet they push forward, deeper into the void. As the group wanders the deserted halls, faint echoes of their footsteps grow louder, the silence amplifying their every move. The camera captures rows of mannequins tucked away in display windows, their blank stares following the explorers as they walk past. At first, it's easy for them to dismiss the feeling of being watched. Just their minds playing tricks. The group jokes to mask their discomfort. "Hey, I think that one's smiling at you, Mike," one of them quips. Mike, the skeptic of the group, shrugs off the comment, calling it a cheap scare prop. But then, subtle things begin to happen. A mannequin behind them shifts slightly out of frame. Emma swears she hears faint footsteps echoing back, but they find no one when they turn to look. "It's just creaking floors," Mike mutters, his voice less certain. When they approach the food court, they uncover relics of another time. Tattered menus, a child's shoe, and a piece of paper scrawled with faded words. Don't trust them. The light-hearted banter slows as the group grapples with what they've found. Nick brushes it off. Local kids probably stage this stuff, he says, but his voice wavers. The atmosphere thickens. The camera flickers. Mia adjusts the lens, blaming jammed memory cards or a loose connection. But just as she grumbles, the footage catches something, a shadow darting behind them. The group freezes. You can hear them breathing, each one standing perfectly still. Did anyone see that? Emma whispers, her voice barely audible. Nah, Mike replies, trying to sound convinced, but his flashlight trembles slightly in his hand. As the group presses forward, moving deeper into the crumbling ruins, the eerie feeling morphs into dread. Mannequins now appear in places they weren't before, one slumped against a wall, another in the middle of their path. When the group rounds a corner, they hear a metallic crash behind them. The camera pans swiftly but sees nothing, just an empty hallway flanked by empty shelves of stores. Probably the wind, Nick mutters weakly. But his reasoning is interrupted by Emma pointing to a reflection in a broken mirror ahead. The group stares into the glass and sees a person standing behind them. They whirl around, only to find an empty hall. Panic begins to seep into their voices. That was weird, Nick says aloud, attempting to recenter their nerves. Let's head back toward the entrance. Maybe we've seen enough. But when they retrace their steps, confusion settles in. What was an open doorway is now sealed shut. Every exit they passed is gone. Are you sure this is the way we came? Mia asks, her voice cracking. Nick's reassurances take on a hollow tone as reality begins to dawn on them. Mia reviews the footage she's taken, scrolling through the playback. Her stomach drops. The live stream, now buzzing with comments, reveals something chilling. Figures moving in the background. Small shapes, like people, darting in and out of the corners of the frame. They're saying they see something, Emma whispers. Her breath catches, turning to Nick in desperation. We need to find a way out. The group splits briefly to search alternative routes, each paired with a flashlight and a camera. Emma and Mia head toward the lower levels, while Nick and Mike explore above. As Emma and Mia descend the escalator, Mia's camera picks up faint whispers, soft, almost unintelligible mutterings. Did you hear that? Emma asks, gripping Mia's arm. But before Mia can respond, a mannequin from above crashes down the escalator, landing far too close for comfort. Meanwhile, upstairs, Nick and Mike tread lightly as shadows flicker along the walls. One particularly unnerving moment catches Nick's attention, a store security camera playing an ancient recording, yet on the screen, he sees himself and Mike standing exactly as they are. The footage glitches, revealing people behind them, though no one is physically there. The group reunites in frantic desperation, each recounting their bizarre experiences. They press deeper into the mall, where they find a hidden office left remarkably intact. Dust covers old equipment, but when the screens turn on, it plays a harrowing sequence, blurred footage of people entering the mall and never leaving. Among the recordings, they see themselves entering earlier that evening. Stranger still, their reflections in the grainy monitors show ghostly figures standing behind the group. Emma finds a diary tucked under the reception desk. The entries, penned by a former security officer, reveal chilling details. Emma finds herself trapped in a nightmare as the mall's sinister presence reveals its true nature. The mall thrives on souls. It watches, it waits. You can't run once you're trapped. It shows you what it wants you to see. We are part of it now. Terror seizes the group. Nick slams the diary shut, declaring they need to escape, but the hallways twist before their eyes. The final recordings capture the remaining events in frantic clips and bursts. The group races down the hallways, mannequins seemingly appearing in front of each exit. One explorer, Mike, vanishes in a snap. His screams reverberate, but he's nowhere to be found. The remaining three look back at the footage, which shows Mike being pulled into the shadows by an unseen force. Emma collapses, trembling, as Nick and Mia pull her forward. At one point, the camera catches glimpses of ghostly figures, people with hollow eyes and pale skin, staring silently as the trio runs past. In the end, the footage blurs, leaving viewers with a final, haunting image. A mannequin in the center of the mall, now clad in Mia's jacket, its blank face eerily tilted toward the camera. The video ends with a chilling final narration. This is all the footage recovered from the West Pine Mall. The remaining explorers have yet to be found. All that remains are questions. What lies within West Pine Mall? And why are some places abandoned for a reason? The screen fades to black with faint whispers, leaving the audience unsettled, their imagination running wild. The screen fades to black with faint whispers, leaving the audience unsettled, their imagination running wild. The screen fades to black with faint whispers, leaving the audience unsettled, their imagination running wild.